Today I have the Snare Practice Pad from Mad Practice Pads. I was not familiar with Mad Practice Pads. This was actually suggested, requested by one of my viewers, subscribers, so I appreciate the tip. If there's other pad companies you might like to see, let me know and I'll see if I can maybe do a video on them. But I got in touch with Mad Practice Pads and I spoke with Michael Beauclerc. He's the owner. We chatted for a little over an hour one day a couple weeks ago. We talked about all things drumming, US drumming, Canadian drumming, because that's where he is, drum corps percussion, winter drumline, and the practice pad industry in general. Michael is the director of the Canadian Drumline Association, and he's been in the percussion field for a long time. I think he used to work for Remo, and then he started this company, I think during COVID, like many of the other kind of small percussion pad companies did, and now makes several different pad options. This is their Snare Practice Pad, perhaps their most basic. They have this, they also have their Cicada Pad. The Cicada Pad has some ball bearings in it to give it that kind of snare rattle. They have a tenor pad, so you can do it around, and they have a vertical bass drum pad that did not exist when I was young. Not that I played bass drum, but you pretty much had to do bass drum vertically. Now companies are starting to make vertical bass drum pads, which is nice if you're trying to do marching bass drum practice. Now, just because this is kind of a marching percussion centered thing doesn't mean you have to use this just for marching percussion. You can use this for concert or really anything else. I'll put a link to the Mad Practice Pads website down below. When you look at it, take note that the prices listed, at least as of this recording, are in Canadian dollars. So you're gonna need to convert them to US if that's where you are. He does ship worldwide, but just make sure you convert. This pad is $90 Canadian, about 66 US. The Cicada Pad is 140 Canadian, about 103 US. So take note of that when you're looking at the prices on it. This pad is 3 pounds 9 ounces. It's 13 inches and it will fit on both a 13 and a 14 inch marching snare drum. So if you want to set it on there for a little quieter playing, maybe between takes to not make the full drum volume. The construction of it also pretty basic. The playing surface is a natural gum rubber. Gum rubber is an organic material. It's locally sourced right there around Ontario. And gum rubber is a little bit more expensive and it has a different feel than the neoprene pads, more expensive than neoprene as well. Gum rubber is what was on the way old school reel feels way back 30 plus years ago. And a lot of people prefer the gum rubber feel and sound because it is supposed to have a little bit more rebound than some of the other materials like the neoprene. The base of it is a premium MDF. Premium MDF is denser and has a smoother finish. It does come in 3 colors. Comes in black, stiff key blue, and white chocolate. So you can take your color choice option there. And then on the bottom of it is just a foam rubber bottom. This is not meant to be played on. I did hit it a few times and it actually dented the rubber a little bit. That's pretty much resolved, but the bottom of it is not meant to be played on. This is just pretty much for when you set it down, it's going to keep it from moving around on the playing surface if you're not putting it in a stand. And there is, of course, the Mad Practice Pad logo right in the center there. If you get the Cicada Pad, in there is where those ball bearings go. Now, another unique feature of this pad is that you can see there are these semicircular cutouts in 3 spots around the edges, and that's so that you can mount it on a snare stand like this one right here. You just put them right into where the stand goes, and once you tighten that up, that's going to keep it from moving and rattling around and coming loose in there. The sound on this is pretty much like you would expect a gum rubber pad to sound. Something else I realized from playing on this pad is that the gum rubber, if you are not playing straight up and down, if you slice at all, I don't know if you can hear this in the sound of the video, but straight up and down, you get kind of a nice thud. But if you start slicing it all, the stick almost gets caught on the rubber and you get a different sound. I'm obviously exaggerating, but I realized as I was playing, like something sounds a little bit different, and I think it was because I was slicing a little bit. A way to practice that, to make sure you're not slicing, is to play in front of a mirror or a camera for that matter, so that you can see if your stick is going straight up and down, or if you happen to have a vertical line right behind you, also kind of handy for make sure you're going straight up and down. It's a pretty straightforward pad, the Mad Practice Pad Snare Pad. Check out their other pads, their Cicada Pad, their Tenor Pad, their Bass Drum Pad. Put some links down below to their website and you can check them out. I appreciate you watching this video on Mad Practice Pads. If you'd like to see some of my other drumming and practice pad videos, I'll put some links up here. You can check those out. Also, I'd love to have you subscribe and stick around. And really, I've got a ton of videos, like 580 videos right now. So I'll put a subscribe link up here. You can check that out. And I always appreciate you being here and checking these out.